this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no
a
one.
second.
Oh, no.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin. That's Kotobukijake.
Hey?
We're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Alright.
Yes. So we'll start with Jake.
Okay. So, I'm going to have a little bit of a mini theme starting off, and then I have another sort of mini theme. But anyway, this time of year is oftentimes kind of lean for me if I've already worked my way through the Christmas pickups, which I have. And he wanted to do a big thing last week, so that really used up most of what I had. So I do have some stuff from an outing to Second and Charles during my Christmas shopping. But it still doesn't give me much. So I'm going to start off with one that I honestly cannot swear to it. I've not presented it. I don't think I have. I think this one's been sitting in the collection for long enough that I haven't presented it. My apologies to those loyal viewers, because you would have to be if you remember.
I think if you remember it. It's like last week when I did Hare plus Goo. I don't know if I presented that one, but...
But I figured it was appropriate enough because this week on Movies Galore, we're discussing something that I had an unwatched copy sitting in the collection, and I finally got a chance to watch it. So I figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and kick off with that. And that is my copy of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, very good.
Nice. It's a little blurry, apparently. There we go. Nice Disney film. As you can tell, this is a pretty old school release. This might be the original release they did of this. I'm not sure. It has a decent number of bonus features. And apparently they re-edited it after the original release, so I might actually have the original edit, which is cool. This was a film that I've always heard about and just never got around to it. He tried to show it to me once at like 2:30 in the morning, and I basically slept through it, but I guess you could say I saw it. But this time I actually watched it awake, and it's a little different when you're awake.
Oh, I remember that day very well. And we'll talk about that tonight.
Yeah.
Well, tonight as in where we are at.
Yes, tune into our Movies Galore discussion.
Which will already be up because it's Wednesday when this comes out.
One thing I will say about this is that Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride is one of my favorite Disney
it's an awesome
songs.
song.
I love that song. And this was a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
So, I didn't have time to get prepared for the pickups today because I just got here right before filming.
All right.
So I'm going to let y'all into the process of how I picked the random films that I picked. I try and do a scattering of everything, and there are actually 5 categories that I do. And I alternate the categories each time until I have none in a category. So I use this. See, it's got the letters. So, first category is video games. So, let's see. I'll try and hold it up here. So that is that's a D.
It is.
So, I gotta find a video game with the letter D. Alright, let's see here. I'll go with the Switch. Yes. this will go well with your choice.
Yeah.
You may even have played these games. Hard to believe, but true. I finally... Okay, they released this in a 2-pack, but then they added a game to it, and I was like, well, heck with that. I'll get the one with the 3 games. And that is the Disney Classic Games Collection, right here. It has the Jungle Book, Aladdin, and Lion King. The original had just the Aladdin games and Lion King, which it has the Genesis and Super Nintendo version of Aladdin. It has the regular Jungle Book, which were there. Then we have the Lion King game, which I never played any of these, but I heard a lot of good things about them.
I feel like we played Lion King, but I can definitely say we played Aladdin.
This is unusual because this is a regular release game, not a limited run or anything, and it has a manual to it.
Wow.
You don't have manuals very often to these types of games.
Not anymore.
So it's kind of cool to have it with all the various things here. I was very impressed by this game. I really can't wait to play it. I can technically because I've got a lot of other things going right now, but it's still pretty darn cool. I'm glad I finally got it, and that is my first to show you.
Okay.
That's the first section.
So, like I said, Second and Charles, I actually found a handful of things on their steep discount section that I considered, and I ended up putting back most of them. But I got one that I've been on the fence about, but I wanted to get it cheap, and you don't get much cheaper than what I got it for. I think it was $250. $350. It's $350. And that was their live-action rendition of Beauty and the Beast.
Ah.
Which is a very good adaptation. It's almost a shot-for-shot remake of the animated movie. Very, very little has been changed. But they did a very good job. Dan Stevens is a fine beast. And of course, Emma Watson is Hermione. Hermione as Belle. And you got some other good stuff going on in there, too. This, of course, the original is a classic. This is a live-action copy of said classic, but it was gorgeous. It definitely deserves some Oscar love for the production.
I have heard that the...
I'm glad I got it, finally.
I have heard that the cutlery and all that stuff has this very creepy vibe to it.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
not so much as the live-action Lion King had a creepy vibe.
next section is movies. In. Now, for those that have like multi-packs, numbers, and so on, there's actually a wild button there, and then I go from one of those. So, I said in, correct?
Yes.
So let's see. I think I've
So
got
it's right
in.
behind you, pretty much.
There. Let's grab this one right here.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be on our discussion. Nerd versus Geek, Season 1. There was only one season, so there you go. This is in a collection for a future talk where Jake and I are going to be going through role-playing related movies. Don't expect it for a while because we're going to be filming maybe one episode a month, maybe two if we get really good. And I'm not going to start posting it until we're done.
It's going to be a minute.
But 3 awkward social circles, a gaming group, Mensa chapter, and a drama club. They merge and they become Craigslist roommates. Nerd versus Geek. Which version of your favorite story do you prefer? The book or the movie? What's better? Visiting dinosaurs at a museum or play a video game as a dinosaur? Would you rather be the smartest person in the world or the most powerful? So it looks very interesting. I've heard some fun stuff. And, you know, I'm pretty big into a lot of these types of genres, and I like collecting anything I can find in it, especially if it's directly tied to tabletop at all. And this one has some direct ties to it, so I am very much looking forward to this.
Sounds good.
Okay, go right next to me on Demon.
Alright, my next up kind of might have been a fun one if they'd gone into some tabletop territory with this one. I don't believe they did. But it's technically about college. One of the Pixar films I was thus far missing is one that I have been meaning to get. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as the original. And that was the Monsters, Inc. follow-up, Monsters University. Which, like I said, is still a solid, fun movie. If I recall correctly, I believe Helen Mirren voiced the villainous role in this film. And like I said, this was $7.50, so that's actually a pretty damn good price for a Pixar film. And, you know, glad to finally have that, get one step closer to having that whole collection.
You know, I just thought of another one that would work. Wet Hot American Summer.
Yes, it would.
Because it does have a D&D connection
Yes,
at the end.
in fact, it helps save the day.
So the next is TV shows. Don't worry, you Animu friends. There's going to be Animu.
There will be.
W. But I don't have to go all the way down there on the floor where TV shows start. So I get to go over here
Yeah,
where TV shows go to die.
pretty much.
Let's see here. If I don't find one, I might have to have you spin it again for me.
Okay.
But we'll see. Hold on. That's you. Alright, I need you to spin it again for me.
You.
You. Alright, well, I do have a you right here. This is technically Kim's and not mine, but she's had it for a while.
Yeah.
And we finally dug it up from her room, and it's like, well, it's brand new. Might as well at least show it off.
Yeah.
And that's the sequel Upstairs, Downstairs series.
Oh.
That's the second one. And I've seen all of the original. They did this one to kind of compete with Downton Abbey, but this one just didn't get anywhere, unfortunately. But Upstairs, Downstairs, similar to Downton Abbey. Matter of fact, predates Downton Abbey. But it's just an upper class guy, not like gentry like Downton Abbey. And they're in sort of this townhouse, or I guess not townhouse, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it has a similar thing. You've got the upstairs people, and of course you got the staff downstairs. So very similar vibe. A little bit drier than Downton. But I'm not sure about this series. But I am curious about it. It looks fun. I'll have to get into it and watch it one of these days.
Sounds good. All right.
Anderson?
And now for something completely different. I led you off with a whole bunch of Disney. We're going to remain in the realm of animation briefly. And with something else I picked up at Second and Charles. But from what I understand, this ain't for the kids. And this is an upgrade. I don't know, it's not a format upgrade, but it's an upgrade in the sense that it's going to take up a lot less space
Yeah, very cool.
than what he had already fobbed on me a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And that is the Clamp Series X.
Oh, yeah.
Much less space than the previous.
Yeah, I did that myself, so.
But that's a pretty nice looking set. I like that.
That's DVD.
And it's one of these days I'll end up watching this. I still haven't gotten to it. But it was reasonably priced. I was like, that's worth saving that room on my shelf. Now I just got to find a home for the older set.
Well, speaking of Animu, this next roll is going to be for Animu movies. This is one you might have to re-roll a couple of times for me. But
J?
This is J.
You don't have lots of J's?
Well, we'll see. I have lots of O's for One Piece.
Huh.
Okay, let's see. E, F, G. G. Alright, H-I... Alright, reroll me.
Okay. It's a wild.
Ah, well, let's see. Not that. Nope, no wilds. Go again.
Okay. P.
E. Time to get up.
I know you got some P's. There's a lot of anime with movies.
Yes, I do have P's. Okay, let's do one that's fairly recent.
Okay.
Wait, that's a series. That doesn't do me any good. Actually, wait, that's not a series. I think that actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's in the middle of a bunch of movies.
That is a movie, I believe.
It's a very new one.
Yeah, I think it's a movie.
Was that 2022 or is that 2021?
21.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we got Pompo, the Cinephile. I saw this and I had to get it. It was on a sale. It wasn't that expensive. I was like, yes, I gotta get
I
this.
still need to see that.
Is this indeed a movie?
Yeah, that was a movie.
Okay. So Pompo is a talented and gutsy producer in Nollywood. Nollywood. The movie-making capital of the world. Although she's known for B-movies, one day Pompo tells her movie-loving but apprehensive assistant, Jean, that he will direct her next script, a delicate drama about an aging and tormented artistic genius, starring the legendary and Brando-esque actor Martin Braddock, a young actor and a young actress seeking her first break. That when the production heads towards chaos, can Jean rise to Pompo's challenge and succeed as a first-time director? When I saw this, I had to get it. 2020, not even 2021.
Oh, okay.
So, I had to get a hold of it. I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. The characters look like they're 5, but
Yeah.
that's anime for you.
I'd say a little older than that, but you know.
But that's what I've been wanting to watch for a while. It's been on my list. Maybe I'll pick it for a discussion or something so that I have an excuse to watch it. Because it's hard to get anything watched. So
Yeah. I know.
But still, it looks like a lot of fun. And well worth a check out.
Good deal. All right. And speaking of finding excuses to get stuff watched, my next one has lots of excuses for me to watch it. It is a 2022 release, so it could be a contender for the Versus Awards. It's getting a ton of buzz, and it's actually being touted as one of the films to beat at the Oscars this year, potentially. And it is part of a return to cinema for Kele Kwan. I probably messed up their name, and my apologies, but the one who was known for a handful of roles in the 80s, notably The Goonies and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and left acting for many, many years, and now he is back, so that's kind of fun. Plus you got Michelle Yeoh, and she's always great. And that is the movie Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which I've been wanting to see. I wanted to see it in theaters. I've tried multiple times to get to it. It just hasn't happened. Somehow. Kei Kwan, that's what I meant to say.
It's on my list, definitely.
You've also got Jenny Slate, James Hong, Harry Shum Jr., and Jamie Lee Curtis. So, very intriguing cast there. And I wonder if it looks different if you open it up. No, it's the same cover. There are multiple covers for this, and they're all rather intriguing. But, again, supposedly it stars Michelle Yeoh as someone who finds that life is a little more complicated than she originally thought. But I like that. I've got to get this watched soon. It is almost certain to be a Versus Award contender, so look forward to that eventually.
Well, we're on my last section,
All right.
which is anime TV series or anime
Yep.
series.
Yep.
A.
A.
I don't think I have any A's. Well, let me rephrase.
Unpresented A.
Unpresented A's.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
So you need another roll.
let me check real quick to make sure. What you got?
A wild card.
Huh. Well, that might also be one, but let me double check. Because let's see here. Tenchi Muyo movie series needs to. Actually, no, that's in the right section. Never mind. That's Unico, Under the Dog. No, go again.
C.
C? C. Alright. I got plenty of C's. Alright.
Okay.
This is one that I got because it was going out of print.
Yeah.
And that was Cinderella Boy,
Ah.
which is done by the creators of Lupin the Third.
I couldn't guess.
Yeah, the style is kind of unmistakable for Monkey Punch.
Yeah.
But, interesting also, the names. Ranma is a poor private detective with a strong sense of justice. His partner, Rella, is a thrill-seeking rich girl. They make for an odd couple on dangerous streets of Kirin Town, until a run-in with a mafia boss ends up in a near-fatal car accident. Ranma wakes up in the scene with a mafia boss. Wait, no. Ranma wakes up at the scene, but it is days later, and Rella is nowhere to be in sight. He gets back on the case to find out what happened to his partner, but at the stroke of midnight, a metamorphosis occurs as Ranma is replaced by Rella. Now, every day is a race against time as the two detectives, somehow working together though always apart, try to get their normal bodies back while taking on cases and struggling to survive against the city's vilest villains. Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that the guy's name is Ranma,
Yeah.
especially with the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 13 episodes. Gosh, when did it come out?
That is a good question.
It's not a recent series by any means. 2003.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's older than that, but at least this was released in that time.
Yeah, from the art style, it looks like it could be.
I mean, discotheque. So,
Yeah.
and Monkey Punch was still alive at the time,
Yeah.
but I'm sure the manga was created long before. So.
Probably.
But it's interesting to see that, and I have been interested in this series for a while, so we'll see how this goes. Eventually, I will watch this with all of my Lupin stuff and all that, because I've got a lot of Lupin stuff I have yet to watch.
Right.
Actually, I'm not going to go put this back yet because we're done. We've only got 5 this time, but I thought, hey, well, since we had 5 and I run through 5 sections each time, why not just hit 5 so I can hit each of the sections? That's usually the minimum for pickups. So, with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.